Hey Cody, so there are 4 different types of slopes. A positive slope goes down on the left and up to the right. A negative slope is up towards the left and goes down towards the right. A zero slope is completely flat and horizontal. And an undefined slope is a vertical line that does not go left or right. So an example of a positive slope, well, in order to understand how to get a positive, negative, zero, or undefined, the slope formula is sometimes described as the rise over run, or the change in your y, which again, change means subtraction, divided by the change in x. You could see it as delta y over delta x, but the formula is this. M is your slope, and you would subtract your second y value by your first y value, and divide that by your second x minus your first x. So, taking these points, it's my first x and y, followed by my second x and y. So one way that you could solve this using the formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So 8 minus 5 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now, if you don't like using formulas or that's confusing, another way that you could actually solve this is you could look at the values as if they were in a chart. So another way to solve this is I could say, what if my x and y values are 1, 5, 3, and 8. So what's the change in my y value? Well, from 5 to 8, I've actually increased by 3. Divided by, what's the change in my x? From 1 to 3 is an increase by 2. And if my arrows are going in the same direction, it's positive. If they're going in opposite directions, it would be negative. And that's where a positive slope of 3 over 2 would come in. More students have preferred this method than memorizing the formula, but it's still applying it with the same sense. With a negative slope, again, using the chart, here's my x and y. My first coordinate is 1, 3. My next one is 5, negative 2. Again, I always want to do the change in y first. From 3 to negative 2, well, think of it like temperature. If it were 3 degrees and now it was minus 2, the temperature has gone down by 5. From 1 to 5, my change in x is increased by 4. And that's how I know it's a negative slope. 5 and 4 are moving in different directions. As one x or y increases, the other decreases. So my slope would be negative 5 over 4. Now, there's a trick to when I have a zero slope. I have the same y values. If I have the same y values, there's no rise. So I'm never increasing up or down. Anytime you see that, that's a zero slope, and it's a flat horizontal line touching the y-axis. An undefined slope is anytime you have the same x's, which is the run. I never run left or right. I'm always a vertical line, and having the same x's, I always touch the x-axis. So I hope, Cody, that makes sense, and email me if you have any more questions.